the 200 meters. I'm going to send it back to that excellent duo. Name a better duo than Paul and Sonia. I can't. Name a better duo.
You're far too kind, my friend. You're killing it out there, too.
We are getting set for the 200 meters, and the party in the house now transitioning to attention on the stage. As we'll welcome those athletes, including Brittany Brown, looking to do what she did last year and double up her payday. But maybe trying to sweep this time around after winning the 100.
200, definitely her better event. So if there is one that she was favored in, it was certainly this one.
Jessica Bai of the Ivory Coast, a 26-year-old who competed collegiately at Howard University. You know, it goes without saying that U.S. collegiate system really is the Olympic training ground for the world's best track and field athletes.
100%. She's a 2024 African champion and a finalist at the Olympic Games in 2024.
Well, we've already talked about her once today. She finished 4th. In the 100, Marie-Josée Toulouse-Smith, also of the Ivory Coast, or Côte d'Ivoire.
I just love this woman so much. She competes in the 1 and the 2 at most events. And, you know, to me, that just shows how much she loves to compete and loves the sport. She's certainly going to be a legend when she does finally retire. But, man, it's just been fun to watch, you know, the length of her career. She's been certainly the best out of the Ivory Coast for well over a decade.
Made the world final this year for Team USA. Mackenzie Long, NCAA champion for Ole Miss in the Olympic year, and then made the Olympic team. It was a great story.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely going to be one to watch coming out of Team USA in the sprints.
Navia Battle next, also a member of Team USA from the Ohio State University.
She was 4th at the World Championships this season and a semifinalist in the Olympics. You know, you can't get that experience until you do it, and so now she has those 2 major championships under her belt. I think great things are to come for her as well.
She's not wearing her medal, but she took home some hardware from Tokyo. Amy Hunt, kind of a surprise silver medalist in that final.
Yeah, she was phenomenal. If you haven't seen the race, go back and watch that women's 200-meter final at the World Championships this year in Tokyo. It was a great execution for her to run a lifetime best. And
anything missing, and that was your call.
Oh, I appreciate you. I missed you guys so much, Paul. Happy that I, too, got to close out the season here. And here is Brittany Brown already with one of the crowns. So you already said she has 2 because she had 1 last year. And this is her better event. She's a bronze medalist at the Olympic Games and a World Championship silver medalist as well in 2019. So, you know, she's had some health challenges. We saw that in the piece where she talked about overcoming that. But that is what sports is all about. It's about digging deep and finding your best self when you failed on the track or off the track or when you have challenges. And so Brittany Brown is such a shining example of what you can do when you truly work hard and believe in yourself. And so another great opportunity for her, Paul. She can leave here with $120,000 if she's able to pull off another win. That's some serious money.
It is exactly what you said. It is, and you know, it's transformational. I mean, it really can be for some of these young women a chance to, you know, build the support team around you, have stability in the years ahead. This is kind of the restart of another Olympic quadrennial. And we heard Alexis Ohanian talking about it. We don't want these women just to have the spotlight once every 4 years. So this the opportunity to shine the spotlights, and they have spotlights here as they follow these women around for the 200. As Mackenzie Long finds her way to her block, she'll be in lane 8 and waiting for Brittany Brown, who will be in lane 7. But there's Battle, Hunt, Toulouse-Smith, and Bai on the inside in lane 3. When you ran those 200s to get yourself ready for the longer race, which lane did you like?
I like the outside lanes, right? If you're sprinting, you want to be on the outside of the track because you have an easier, softer bend to navigate. And so, you know, you run faster on a straightaway. And so when you're able to mimic that on the turn, so the women in 7 and 8 will have a much, well, I won't say much easier, but a little easier time on the turn. And so Brittany Brown has a great lane draw there behind Mackenzie Long, who has a great first 100, as does Brittany Brown, so she'll be able to key off of her and then show the best part of her race, the final 50, where we saw her beat Gabby Thomas to take home the crown last year.
Kind of cool setup too here with the main grandstand. There are no seats on the backstretch, so it's a real quiet moment, but you are racing to the energy here right now with that crowd in a party mood, ready to bring these women home. Our penultimate event at ATHLOS NYC 25, the women's 200 meters.
Set.
That's Brittany Brown there right behind Mackenzie Long. What we thought she would set the target and then Brittany Brown would go, but look at Anavia battle Paul in the middle of the field.
But here comes Brittany Brown looking for the ATHLOS sweep. 2 crowns for Brittany Brown.
Wow, wow, and wow. Lara is right. I think we should start calling her Brittany Crown. She has 3 Tiffany crowns now, and this meet truly brings out the best in Brittany Brown. 21:89. We talk about the 4-minute mile and all those markers. A sub-22 performance at 200 meters is every athlete's goal in this event, and for her to do that tonight, she ran sub-11, sub-22. They should rename this meet. This is Brittany's meet. Like, this is her world, and we're just in it. What a fun, and she had pressure from a Navia battle, and she was able to respond and separate from the field. What an awesome day for Brittany Brown.
And not all the races we've talked about time, but again, to put this into context, she just set a new Icon Stadium record, taking down Veronica Campbell-Brown, VCB. If you followed the sport, she's one of the greatest to ever do it. And this was, in some ways, easier for her, but I think credit battle, I mean, Brittany, give Anavia at least a tip for what she just did, which she gave you somebody to chase down, and once she got past her, no one was going to catch Brittany Brown.
She looked like she almost had a smile on her face, just knowing what she had in store. To be able to pull off the win, it's cold here, guys. She just came off the 100, and she comes back out and runs 21:89. Wow, that's a phenomenal performance for her, and I think she's been through so much. This should be really helping her confidence going into what we think is going to be a great year for Team USA going into the Olympics. So, man, what a great performance from that star, Brittany Brown.
An ATHLOS record to boot, Icon Stadium record. Brittany Brown wins the women's 200 meters over Anavia battle.